Good morning and welcome aboard Bigfootbunkie channel. I'm Bigfootbunkie, real-life airline pilot and longtime flight simmer. Today we're bringing Denver to Jackson. Be a reasonably good flight today. Working the Phoenix A320 again. The last stream I did was, what is it? Flight Sim Labs A321 Neo. Good airplane, but just doesn't have the fidelity and the smoothness that Phoenix one, I think, is. Got my coffee this morning. Gonna be kind of one of those days, I think. Get locked in here. Kind of do a quick pre-flight on my actual peripherals. I should have probably actually done this prior to turning the stream on. Here we are. There we go. Starting cold and dark. Did that last time. Not normally a huge fan of starting the cold and dark, but in the A320 series, in the time I spent, actually did get cold and dark, especially early. Go ahead and start waking it up. I have ground power, so I'm gonna go 6 on 2 and wake it up with external power. Start the boarding process. We got 112 planned today. One of the things I like about the
Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and
Phoenix is it really does integrate with GSX. Really, it's one of my kind of minor comments about Flight Sim A321 Neo is it says it integrates with the GSX, but it really is kind of a pain in the butt to get that going.
Catering vehicles are on their way.
Let's go ahead and check the weather. Now I'm doing most of my stuff over here on the tablet, but another thing I love about the Phoenix A320 series is what it is tablet. Real world. And
fuel truck is in position.
Go.
Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives.
Do everything I would do on this tablet down here. In fact, most of the time I would get rid of it. It's up. Space. One thing I wish that the Phoenix would do, now that we've done a flight, the Flight Sim Labs, is having MELs and things broken on the airplane. Man, does that really add to how that flies. Denver showing VFR. We got 210 at 6, 10 miles, few at 9,000, scattered 13,000, broken 22,000, 12 and 1. 3003, so I'll get put the 3003 in TP. And for Jackson Hole, weather is shown at the time of arrival. Gusty winds, 106 scattered at 5,000. It's pretty good to get in there today. Pull up my skim brief release. While I do that, I'm going to start getting the graph ready. 1, 2, and 3 in that order. We'll get that on. Quarter ground control on. Fire test complete. Strobes to auto. 1. Leave the APU off for now. Oh, catering's here. The old Fenixsim password in. Get that set up on. And I have been having a really poor experience getting the Fenixsim file on stem brief. No one else is having that problem. Drop a line in the chat. See if y'all know how to fix it. Got data. Flight directors are on. Plane of the Dorth. 1. Up altitude at 23. Wow, that fast. Get into the down in the FMC real fast. Another reason I was itching to get back into the Fenixsim ability to get request instead of hand jamming the entire flight. It doesn't sound like a lot. It doesn't sound like it's that big of a deal. Once you start having that uplink go in, it really does spoil. I spent a long time on regional jets where everything was put in main. I'm good at it. I got really fast at it, but it is a lot more convenient to just have uplink in. Index at 20, kind of low today. R rated 193. Light number. Denver, planning on even 1 departure 8. North 1. One at Jackson Hole.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Wreck Jackson Hole, so leave that in there. Performance, put in my initial numbers, and once we get everything set up and on pushback, then go ahead and link these actually.
Departure checks completed. 5 has been inserted.
134. $135. Right today. Phase. Percent.
May I see your boarding pass?
Do a win press real fast. Quick setup on that. Boarding already.
Good morning. This way. Hello.
Baggage is almost loaded up. I love looking at the outside of the air. Something you don't get to see when you actually are in the middle of it doing it. Those of you who watch either live or afterwards, how do you feel about the head tracking? I've done it before in a couple other videos, and I don't see a whole lot of other people using the head tracking for live streams. I wonder if it's distracting for people watching.
This way. May I see your boarding pass?
What I need to do is organize mildly.
Good morning.
Another great thing, you can pull up the iPad or the tablet, see where we are, how that's coming along. Let's see, 13,000 pounds.
Boarding pass?
We're all fueled up. Cargo's done. I think we're just waiting on passengers.
This way.
Go ahead and get a clearance real fast. I'm gonna check on VATS
Boarding pass, please.
out there. Not an airport that's often banned, but every once in a while,
Hello.
it's good to go ahead and check. Nope, nobody in Denver right now. I'm gonna go ahead and use what I like to use, say intention, so we'll get that clearance
Welcome on
up and
board.
going.
Hello.
Those people who watch these streams afterward, what's a good day for you to watch a live stream? What's good for everyone? I found that my live streams tend to be somewhat chaotic due to my real world schedule. In fact, I got a call and I'm leaving out today. So try and get this done. I was planning on doing a longer one, but when it looked like I was going to be getting used, I decided to shorten it up.
Good morning.
Let's get Denver clearance call. Not holding up on us. Then we'll run for start checklists. Go to CDU, Atsu, Edis.
Welcome on board. Good morning.
Company message.
Hello.
So I'll go with the ATIS for Denver
This way.
departure Zulu. 200 at 6. 10 statute miles, 9. You at 9, scattered 13.
May I see your boarding pass?
12 and 1, 3 double out 3. How's this weather? Colorado, Kansas, North Wyoming. Excuse me. So we'll come over to clearance.
Hello.
It is 1875.
This way.
Denver clearance.
Boarding pass, please.
2190.
Good morning.
Intention's not working right now.
Good morning.
Issue. Denver clearance United 2193. Or Jackson Hole.
Good morning. Welcome on board.
Denver clearance United 2190. Or Jackson. Audio from Mike. Always something.
This way.
Denver clearance United 2193, Bar Jackson.
Hello? Stand by, you're number 1. This way, please. United 2193, Denver clearance cleared to Jackson via the Darth 1 departure, then as filed, climb and maintain 9,000, expect flight level 36010 minutes after departure, departure on 126.1, squawk 3641, expect runway 8.
United 2193 is cleared to Jackson Hole Darth 1, up to 9,000, 360, 10 minutes after departure, departure on 6.1, squawk 3641, expect runway 8, United 20.
United 2193, read back correct.
Alright, so we will put
Welcome on board.
to 6.1 in number 2, so we have it.
Hey folks, welcome on our trip to Jackson Hole.
We'll
I'm
stand
Emma, and I'll
by.
be looking after you today. Please take your seats and stow any personal items securely.
6,
If you need any assistance,
4,
feel free to reach
1
out to me.
is the squawk.
Thank you
We'll
for
turn it
flying
on.
United Airlines Flight 2193.
We'll put it down to 9,000 as they told us on the MCP. Clearance is done. I can run a 4-star checklist. Start getting underway. Check how boarding's going. Like they were talking in the back, so about halfway down the board.
This way, please.
Probably should get that a little bit quicker.
Welcome on board.
Our 4-star checklist protocol control is on flight forms AML on board accepted aircraft 429.
Good morning.
Fuel quantity. Check in the sim brief. 13,000 required. We got 13,040 on.
This way.
Takeoff performance is set. We got 134, 134, 135, and flex number. Checklist. Assume temperature of the 49's down in there. Corner now. Oxygen is checked. At 18. Side seatbelt signs coming on. Cam checked. Park brake on. Checked. MCDU is set.
This way.
Kilometer is 3003. Electronic devices are off. Departure briefing. We'll be doing the Dorth 1 off of runway 8,
Hello.
which should be Ugby below. Or Royal. Get Royal below 10, turbine. Picking below 4, or sorry, above 14. Arm above 16. Emmy above 17. And Dorth is all
Welcome on board.
off of runway 8. I'm heading 083, 5934, then a climbing left for Royal track 3.
Hello.
Bonus. Top altitude's 3. But ATC gave us 9, so gonna do that. So before start checklist is complete.
This way, please.
Getting dangerously close to departure time.
Hello.
Those of you watching the stream later on, thanks for staying with me. Thanks for joining me. Keep an eye out. Go ahead and like and subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. I do, because it is, like I said, going to be very sporadic.
Hello. May I see your boarding pass? This way.
Stand up and see how boarding's going. Ah! We're doing the disappearing passengers. Wonder if I sit down
Morning.
this way. Nope. That's interesting. They're glitching out when they, so you don't see them once they sit down. It's probably a setting I haven't changed. I know that by PMDG 777, that's got to eat up a ton of resources, having 200 some odd animated passengers once you're boarded and ready to go with GSX.
Good morning.
For Denver, and I am on the west side.
Good morning.
So we'll dial in 2135.
This way.
3235. Redial that in. Although I think that we're going to end up going to frequency.
Good morning.
Thought about getting into Jackson Hole again. It's a destination I have flown to a couple times, and the Teton Mountains, when you get in there, absolutely gorgeous. I think there's some snow on the ground for flights in about. One of my favorite things about the Jackson Hole Airport is that big arch of,
Hello.
I think it's moose or elk antlers. It's you walk through on the way into the terminal. I've never actually overnighted in there. I've just been in and out a couple times in this actually.
This way.
All right, we're getting our last couple people on board. Just two more to go.
Welcome on board.
Let's start the APU. Should have done that before. What are you gonna do? Doesn't take super long to start the APU on the earbuds. So you go to the doors page. Cargo doors are closing. Trying to, at least. Front doors closed. Yep, they're all closed. We're all buttoned up, ready to go. But jetway should peel off pretty soon. Sure, everything is still. We're good to go. Move external power.
Locking gear.
Denver ground United 2193. West push to start. Here's the jet bridge. A little bit late on the time. I got a little bit late on the stream.
Folks, welcome on our trip to Jackson Hole. We have an estimated flight
Denver ground United 2193. Bravo 20 push.
to the upcoming safety demonstration, as it contains important information even for frequent flyers. Fasten your seatbelts by inserting the metal tip into the buckle and pulling the strap to tighten
Pushback approved. Tail east. United 2193.
whenever the seatbelt sign is illuminated. Please ensure your seat backs and tray tables are in the upright position and that any loose items are secured.
Release parking brakes, please.
Mobile phones and electronic devices must be set to flight mode.
Primary release. Close the steering. Disconnect. Put a push.
Clear, start at will.
Smoking and the use of e-cigarettes are prohibited anywhere on board. Oxygen masks will drop automatically if needed. Hold the
Flow
mask
here.
firmly, place it over your nose and mouth, and breathe normally. Life vests are located under your seat. Put it on and inflate it only after leaving the aircraft. Floor level lighting will guide you to the nearest exit, which may be behind you. In case of evacuation, leave all personal belongings behind and follow the crew's instructions. If any electronic device becomes hot or shows signs of damage, please inform me immediately. The safety information card in your seat pocket contains all details. Thank you for your attention.
I think once I actually start taxiing, I'll turn on the head track. Much easier to taxi these airplanes with the head tracking than other ones.
Please set parking brakes. Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Park brake set. Clear disconnect.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
Tablet to the side's not. See. Interesting. Working here, but not on my tablet now. Calculate that. Flaps 2. 59 sent to MCDU. 48, 48, 152. Flexing 58.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
An interesting taxi to get out. Gave him off. We already got the avail. This number is gonna start. Is that a hung start? 60. And one's pushing up. It started. You know what I didn't do? Something I always do. There you go. Alright, flaps 2. Checklist. Point 2. Engine ice is off. Status is checked. Rudder trim, I have it zeroed. Get this set to 0 and I Denver ground, United 2190.
United 2193, runway 8 taxi via Green Hotel, Charlie November, Echo Delta, Mike.
Green Hotel, Charlie November, go Mike. United 20. Odd taxi route. Are released.
The cabin is now secure for takeoff.
That's weird. Oh, that's why. I'd had smart. Auto brake set to low on Thrustmaster Captain. So I was reading that. All the way to the end. Really. We're on our way to Jackson Hole. look to my chart, you can kind of see what I'm looking at also. Pretty good line for takeoff. Pay attention to. I have the ATC set to max, so I like to have a lot of stuff out there for what I'm looking at. As the lines moving, I'll nudge my way in. Coffee's getting a little cold today. This stream, I might cut it down and we do the taxi takeoff. Cut out a lot of the waiting. Yeah, that. Those who watch the stream, are you more interested in full stream as it goes live, everything, or if you're not watching the live stream, do you want good with just the cut down portion? Send me a message and comment, direct message, try and plug. What you enjoy seeing. Off 17. He's gonna wait on me. Build up quite the line in Denver today. One of the last streams I did, streams I did 7 flight out of DFW. Ended up having quite a line getting out of there also. At least we're moving here. Big one more. Wing views on the Phoenix pretty. Probably get a delay message for Phoenix accepting them. company message underneath cabin ready. If this was real world, you'd be able to smell his exhaust. Probably should have done a single engine out of here. Flight attendants prepare the cabin crew.
Folks, we'll be getting underway shortly, so please make sure your seatbelt is fastened and any loose items are secured.
See if it says it differently. Flight attendants prepare the cabin crew.
Copy, Captain. I will prepare the cabin for takeoff now.
Departure 6.1. Big old line for landing too.
Traffic.
hearing you, buddy, on 1. Two 4-point. Pay attention. Not. Tower United 2193.
United 2193, Denver Tower, runway 8, hold short, you're number 2 behind the 73 MAX.
Hold short United 2193. Gave myself an out in case he puts me in front of that E-175. Flaps 2 plan, before takeoff checkers, flaps 2 plan 2 indicated takeoff to speeds. We have V1 148, VR 148, V2 152, flexing 58, flaps 2. Thrust bump is off, weight closed out at 132.8. Looks like plan. Got a plan takeoff weight 30, slightly below plan. Cab trim, down 0.2. Flight controls are checked. ECAM. Take off. Down the line. Alright, we're number 1 for takeoff. Pleasant's been notified. Hello, welcome to the stream if you're hearing me.
United 2193, runway 8, winds 210 at 6, fly runway heading, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 8, runway heading, clear for takeoff, United 2193. Alright, runway FMS, runway 8, checked. In takeoff fuel. Got 10 required. We got 12. Flight sensor notified. APU off. Code is normal. PCAS TARA for takeoff check. A little crosswind we got going on here.
On runway 8 remaining. 1,800 feet.
Flex. Flex 7. Maybe runway textures. B1. Rotate. Great gear up. Off to Jackson Hole.
United 2193, contact departure.
Contact departure, United 2193. Denver departure, United 2193, that is 7,009. Flaps 1.
United 2193, Denver departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 9,000, vectors to Royal, then on course.
I maintain 9,000 vectors to Royal, then on course, United 2193. What's up after takeoff checklist? Landing gear up, flaps up, pressurization set, climbing. After takeoff checklist is complete. Quite a bit of hand flying on this.
United 2193, climb and maintain flight level 250.
I maintain flight level 250, United 2193. Got 25. Set. And I'm using the Wind Wing MCP. If you don't see me actually look to.
Dear guests, the use of approved electronic devices is now permitted in flight mode. Cabin service will begin shortly. Thank you for flying with United Airlines.
There's 10,000 feet. little bit different than my last stream. My last stream was out on a blue water. Of course, it was very rainy. Streaming that. Anyone's gonna watch the weather and all over the islands.
2193, climb and maintain flight level 310.
I'm maintaining flight level 310, United 21. There's 31. We can get a climb via, so I'm gonna go ahead and open climb it. That open climb will disregard those climb restrictions that are on the pressure door one.
Contact Denver Center on 132.85.
132.85, netted 2193. 2.85 is who we're going to be talking to. Wish that we had some Fenixsim coverage, but we don't. I don't have the Fenixsim coverage. I use Say Intentions ATC. Denver Center, Unit 2193, got 18, climb in, flight level 3. VR standard.
United 2193, Denver Center. Good morning.
I can get the door thing for Archer.
United 2193, climb and maintain flight level 360.
I'll maintain flight level 360, United 2193. Alright, we'll go down into progress, and our max is 390, so we're good for 360, and we're open climb. We're above all the points, so I'll go back into anyone has any questions about systems or how this all works on the Airbus. I did spend 5 years flying this thing all in and out of most of the airports that I stream. That's all stuff I've actually done. If you like what you're seeing, like and subscribe for more content. Again, if you've never been on my stream before or never watched any of my videos, I'm Bigfootbunkie, real life airline pilot, long time flight simulator. A active airline pilot for a little over 20 years. And I've been flight simming computers since Flight Sim 4. Quite a bit of time. And with that, my coffee for the morning is. Hello, how are you today? What brings you to our interesting or slightly interesting stream? You love to fly. Obviously, if you're looking up, I don't know how you got to me through just the YouTube algorithm or something else you found. We've got here. You obviously love flight sim. Are you a real world pilot or just not just? Or are you also a sim pilot or a sim pilot? Can't hear me. Okay, I'll try and is that better? Trying to figure out where the limit on that is. Is that a better? Awesome. Sorry about that. Still new to streaming and trying to get all the equipment out working correctly. Get the autopilot on. Today we're going to Jackson Hole, Wyoming. It's one of those beautiful destinations. Sits in the Grand Tetons. It has a RNAV approach to one of the runways, which kind of snakes you through the mountains. It's an interesting arrival, which is try and pick where I'm going for the scenery and how it is. Also, all of the flights that I do are done with aftermarket or add-on scenery, something that shows a little more than Microsoft Flight Simulator will show you. I'm from the U.S., currently in Texas for now. How about you? Where are you joining me from? New Jersey. So are you a United flight simmer? Blackwood. I'm not exactly sure where that was. I haven't spent a whole lot of time in New Jersey. I've spent quite a bit of time in New York, but not really New Jersey. It's kind of one of those places I've driven through. Are you also a flight sim enthusiast? Awesome. What do you like to sim? What's your favorite aircraft, and what do you do? 35,000 for 36,000 is the call. You don't have any aircraft that you prefer doing? Do you sim on PC or do you sim on Xbox or I guess the new PlayStation's got it now? Drop that out. And rid of that 2020 version on Steam. So here's a question for you.
The cabin crew will now
What
begin
has
snack and beverage service.
what has
Today
stopped
we
you
have
from
some
going to
delightful
2024?
options, including our signature pretzels and refreshing fruit juices. After the service, I will have some selected items from our shop available for you. Thank you for your attention and enjoy your flight.
I found that when I switched to yeah, that happens. I know that when I was a little bit younger, I I often kept the same sim forever. Of course, when I was younger, the sim for me was FS 2004, and I kept that until long into FSX was in the hot thing. And the good news is back then, you know, the big developers like PMDG, Phoenix wasn't around yet, really kept both the sims alive. What aircraft do you like simulating? Obviously, I try and stream what I know, so if you follow my channel, you'll see a lot of 777 and Airbus, and I did quite a bit of time on the. No, I left from Denver today. I'm just kind of a quick stream. I do have to go to work later on today, so. Also, I've found that I'm really kind of a newer streamer, so making sure that I have something to fill the en route portion, kind of keep it interesting. If I don't get a whole lot of people, but lately I've been doing pretty well. I've at least gotten one or two. Hopefully, that once more people start to see the channel and see the content I create for the aircraft that I know, they'll start tuning in, and hopefully my channel will pick up. But later on, probably this month or next month, I'm probably going to do a Kennedy to Edinburgh, because that's you've seen the new American Airline XLR is running out to Edinburgh from JFK, so I'm probably going to try and do that one. And I have probably 200 or so Pacific crossings and about equally so as many Atlantic crossings real world. So it'd be nice to show the procedures that we use and kind of what we do on how that type of flying works for everybody else. That's kind of my niche is what I'm going for, is, you know, opening up real world procedures and how it works in flight sim, so people can either adopt them or just kind of open up the window into the cockpit on what goes on other besides taxi, takeoff, and landing. You go to flightsim.to a lot to.
Traffic at your 12 o'clock Eliza, less than 1 mile, same altitude A320.
Looking for traffic. Yeah, United 2193. Not showing him. on the TCAS. Yeah, this I stream from PC. I've got a pretty good system. Currently running Fenixsim 2024. The list of add-ons I'm running right now is FS 2024. I've got Phoenix A320 is obviously what I'm running, what I'm flying in, and then I think it's Imagine Sim, or no, it's in the description of this stream. Some of the add-ons. It's Flight Beam Denver, and then Axis Jackson Hole. So I try and add on as much scenery as I can and some interesting stuff. I'm also running the Atmos Core for weather injection, which I don't think does a whole lot, but
Hey, Captain O'Brien. Would you like anything to drink or a small snack while we're cruising?
I'm actually fine on snacks right now. Thank you very much.
Thank you for letting me know, Captain. I'll be around if you need anything.
That's the other thing I'm running is Say Intentions AI, and if you don't have a air traffic control program, I can really recommend that one. It also adds cabin crew in that you can talk to, and it'll inject little issues, passenger issues, sicknesses, or stuff that you can kind of sim. It maybe even require different. Speaking of which, it's too much. But I will say the Say Intentions AI is a subscription service, which I'm not a fan of subscription services. So if you want to add ATC in, that'll kind of liven up what you're doing and make the sim feel a bit more alive. Beyond ATC is also a really great program. It doesn't do the cabin, but it'll also inject traffic in. So I don't know if you were on when I took off out of Denver. There's a big old line, and kind of makes it a little more realistic. Can do. Smooth air today. Turn the fasten seatbelt sign off for now. Of course, a little bit of mountain wave turbulence coming over the Rockies. One of those things that I call the fasten seatbelt sign the turbulence switch. As soon as you turn it off, you're gonna get turbulence. Goes right back on. But do you get to travel much? Do you live by an airport, or what caused your love of aviation?
Folks, the seatbelt sign has been turned on. Please return to your seats and fasten your seatbelts. Thank you for your cooperation.
Start pulling up the weather for Jackson Hole. On the tablet showing arrival information. Departing and arriving on runway 19. 1808, 10 miles scattered. 6,000 scattered at 7,500, broken at 1,009 and -1. 3007, so I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. 3007, back. Put it again on the outside, on the other side, 3007. Start working the box in here. Performance. You know, we're quite a ways away, but 3007. 9 on the temperature. Wind 180 at 8. Planning the arrival into Jackson Hole. Good weather for now. Starts out here. RNAV into Jackson Hole. Playing the RNAV Zulu. What's that? Insert that. Pull back into performance. Go back to Barrow. Runway landing runway 19.
United 2193, contact Denver Center on 132.1.
132.1, United 21. Denver Center, United 2193 is level 360. Denver Center, United 2193, level 360. Denver Center, United 2193. Can we get that frequency one more time?
United 2193, Denver Center. Good morning.
Denver Center, United 2193, level 360. Steve messages, there's my UAL ops, 13-minute delay. I'm going to go ahead and not send that in because It is what it is. Pretty good day to fly. The mountains look gorgeous today, as they normally do. Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 does a great job of the topographical of most of the areas of the world. So we'll start looking at what else we need to do. An auto brake medium. It is a short runway, so go ahead and go into the tablet for Phoenix. Arrival performance. Tablet I have on my iPad is not connecting. It's weird. Ooh, Jackson 19. Refresh the METAR. Apply METAR. And landing await. Down into here. Landing on 6.4. 0 fuel weight. So 120, we'll call it 127. Tell we are just inside the limit of being able to land here. One of those places you really have to get in, touchdown, and be on your game. We are locked in and ready for the descent. Start getting closer. We've already got the weather.
United 2193, Denver Center, contact Salt Lake Center on 124.35.
124.35, United 2193. Salt Lake Center, United 2193, level 360.
United 2193, Salt Lake Center, good morning.
That should be coming up pretty soon. Get the chart for it. I have to remember to turn on the replay so I can get a good short of this. I've been doing a lot of shorts. Hopefully that's not some of you got to my channel. Start seeing the snow up there ahead. The descent's coming up, but it looks like about 140 miles. The hockey stick back there, the white dash is where the descent should start. We'll see how Stay Intentions ATC gives it to me. Coming out of Jackson Hole is also an interesting departure. It's one of those ones that requires a steep climb gradient to get over the hills. One of the many mountainous terrain areas I've been in and out of. Bogota and Quito and some like south stuff. Central America. Some really interesting flying in and out of the mountains.
Captain O'Brien, we have an issue with a passenger's wheelchair battery overheating. It appears the battery was left charging while the passenger was seated, and now it's emitting heat and a faint smell. I'm currently monitoring the situation and ensuring the passenger is safe. I'll keep you updated on any developments.
Thank you. I appreciate you keeping me updated. We should be on the ground in approximately 25 minutes. Let me know how that works.
Thank you, Captain. I will keep you updated as we approach landing.
Alright, looks like we got a wheelchair battery that may be having a thermal runaway. So we're going to start looking at other airports that we can go into. Should we have to go down RIW? Central Wyoming Regional. That's a 8,200 foot runway with an ILS 28. Have no weather for that though. ENA. Eight 8,900 foot runway. Open up the charts. Do we have any weather for there? Currently 310 at 3. It's got RNAV approaches to 29. I don't know what the crash fire rescue for Wentz is. Our best option might be continuing into Jackson. Yes, at the moment I think our best option is to continue into Jackson. Either that or the Central Wyoming Regional RIW. If they call us and tell us something worse than it is, then we'll dump into Riverton. But for now, we're going to go ahead and continue on to Jackson Hole. Really need to set that so you can actually see a first officer. What's the name of my first officer today?
G'day, O'Brien. I'm Addison, your first officer from Down Under.
Addison, can you call ahead to Jackson Hole operations and let them know we have a passenger that's having a wheelchair overheat, and call and let them know and see if the crash fire rescue wants to be available.
Sorry, mate. I can't handle that request. You'll need to take care of it yourself.
Worthless. You're worthless. So far, it looks like flight's in the back. It's not calling.
United 2193, at your discretion, descend and maintain flight level 280.
Going to maintain flight level 280, United 2183. All right, 280 in the box and in the window, and we're heading down now.
United 2193, descend and maintain 15,000 feet, altimeter 3007.
Gonna maintain 15,000 feet at 2193. See Jackson Hole. 3008 on the meter now.
Folks, we have begun our approach to Jackson Hole. Please return to your seats, stow any personal items, and fasten your seatbelts. Thank you for your cooperation.
Straights up. RNAV Zulu having that. Of 6651. Flaps full. Brakes medium. Quite a bit ago, I did some simming with the Cirrus jet around here in VR, and that was a ton of fun. Those of you who haven't tried flight sim in VR, it adds an entirely new feel to how everything works. It really makes you feel like you're actually in the jet. Unfortunately, for me, I just don't have a computer that is beefy enough to do VR on this scale. Certainly not something I'd want to stream. There's some streamers out there who have really gotten specs dialed in. I've got them pretty good, but not nearly as good as some of the others. Hey again, how are you? You caught me just on the descent. Not going to be on for super long. I did get called out, so I have to go do some real world flying. I did look into that A220 fire that you were talking about. That was an interesting read. Getting caught up on what we're doing. We're doing the RNAV Zulu to runway 19 into Jackson Hole, Wyoming. It's one of those really interesting RNAV arrivals into mountainous terrain to a short runway in the snow. I figured that'd be an interesting thing to stream on, and here we are. We've already got the weather for Jackson Hole. Decent weather. We did the landing assessment for the runway, and as long as I get it on pretty quickly, shouldn't be too much of an issue. Today I'm working the Phoenix A320 instead of the FS Labs. I'm much more comfortable with Phoenix. I have a question for you. I'm currently running the head tracking. Is that's something that bothers people on the stream? I'm not sure if that is too much motion or if it's distracting. So your feedback would be awesome. Awesome. That's good. Good to know. I try and put my peripherals. I run the wind control or wind wing or wind control FCU and the MCDU. So when I look at the real world one, kind of lines up with what you're looking at, so you can kind of see what I'm doing too. Keep my tablet over here, so when I look at my tablet, you can kind of see what I'm looking at. So hopefully that makes it a little better. I'm glad that it's not too distracting. Let's see, outside air temperature -9. So we're gonna go ahead and get some anti-ice on. Do engines first. Get kind of preheat them on the way in. Sound like I'm 27. No, I'm much older than that. Speaking of incidents that we were talking about last time, did you see the Air Canada CRJ incident in LaGuardia yesterday? That was interesting. There's the green dot coming down, so that's our VNAV path, is the Boeing guys would call it. So if you know much about Airbus, if you do a managed descent prior to the top of descent point, or the white hockey stick, as we called it, it'll give a 1,000 feet per minute descent until you reach the green dot coming down on the primary flight display, and it'll follow that green dot all the way down. I got constraints coming in for some of the arrivals, or for some of the points. The Jour doesn't look like it has one. Zybev at 11,000, so we'll see how that works coming in. I'm not sure if I would call it I didn't watch. I watched the video, and I watched the or listened to the ATC stream, and I'm not sure how I would classify that. I think I would probably put it on the driver, but definitely ATC I think might have been overloaded. Let's see. For Jackson Hole, Wyoming, RNAV, EPS Zulu runway 19, 12-2. Got a front purchase 187 at Igzu, 8,000. A conditional DA of 6651. Airport elevation 6451. Touchdown zone 6451. Highest MSA around runway 19 is 14,900. Should we go missed, we'll fly the published. If not, we'll fly the tower instructions. Should be a climb to 14,000 to Zoo on track of 193 to Kinsley and hold. Continue climbing the hold to 14,000.
United 2193, descend and maintain 14,000 feet. Turn left heading 280 vectors for the ILS runway 19er approach.
Going to maintain flight level 140, left 280 vectors for the approach. United 2193. We'll see how this works out. We'll go open descent down to 14. Not sure I like how that how they're sending it. From 1 to 10, the Phoenix, I would probably give it a 9. It's the best Airbus that I've seen for flight sim in the history of flight sim. It does a fantastic job of modeling nearly all the systems. The only thing that I can say that I like the FS Labs better is the integrate.
2193, contact Salt Lake Center on 133.25.
133.25, United 2193. Salt Lake Center, United 2193's flight level 210, flight level 140. The
2193 Salt Lake Center, good morning.
Salt Lake Center, United 2193, request direct Zybev for the RNAV Zulu runway 19.
Expect the RNAV Zulu approach into Jackson.
Direct Zebo, expect the RNAV runway 19 into Jackson, United 2193. The only thing I do like about the FS Labs is the integration of MELs and having stuff that's broken on the airplane, because you really want to get into what it's really like being a airline pilot, especially on the narrow body fleets. Having things broken on the airplane is an everyday occurrence to what you have to going on, and having to go into the manuals and check to make sure that you can operate that airplane. 3008 is on the meter. I got 3008 twice. We'll just do a descent checklist real fast. Altimeter is 3008. Auto brake is medium. Performance approach page is set. Arrival briefing is reviewed. Runway RNAV Zulu runway 19. Status is checked. Descent checklist is complete. I do like having, let's see, I'm not really. I wasn't expecting to have to go to work today, so I was gonna do a longer stream, something international, because I've been looking forward to doing that, trying to really showing what the international side of the aircraft, either the 777 or the Airbus does. But it was not the case today.
Descend and maintain 12,000 feet.
Gonna maintain flight level. Descend and maintain 2,000 feet at 2193. Oh, here's some good turbulence. Flight attendants prepare to cabin for landing.
Copy, Captain. I will prepare the cabin for landing now.
Yeah, I'm not really sure exactly what my schedule for streaming is going to be. It's definitely going to be just random times. I don't see any ice on the wings. Should be good coming in. Go 250, and we will come down here and activate approach mode, confirm it. I have max at 210, so we're really going to start slowing down here. Get the boards on out. See.
2193, 7 miles from Zibapur. Maintain heading 300, descend and maintain 1,000 feet until established cleared for the RNAV runway 19er approach.
Instead of maintain 11,000 feet, clear for the RNAV runway 19 approach. United 2193. All right, so we are cleared for the approach. So the bottom happens to be 6,700. What airport am I planning to fly from next live? That's a really great question. Where would you like to see? I've got a ton of add-on airports. I don't have a problem going to any of them. Brakes are still out. Let's fix that.
United 2193, contact Jackson Tower on 118.075.
118.075, United 2193. Jacksonville Tower, United 2193, RNAV, runway 1.
United 2193, Jackson Tower, runway 1, not available. Runway 19er in use.
Runway 19, United 2193. Portal in checks, altimeter is 3008, engine mode is normal. We're not quite there yet. I was thinking about doing a JFK to Edinburgh, but that's a really long stream and I gotta have a bunch of time off, so we'll have to figure out what to actually do now next. San Diego's a good one. Something with something with some good scenery, maybe San Diego to San Fran or something like that. I've got both. The runway should be. There it is. Go ahead and configure early. Go gear down. Flaps 2.
Folks, we are beginning our final approach into Jackson Hole. Please turn off your electronic devices and stow them until we arrive at the gate. Make sure your tray tables are put away, your seats are in their full upright position, and your seatbelts are fastened.
The view of the Tetons right there is simply amazing. I've got some pictures of it doing the real world approach in here from the after landing. Flaps 3.
United 2193, winds 180 at 8. Runway 19er, cleared to land.
Runway 19, clear to land, United 21. Alright, we're clear to land. Get that on. Probably going to run into what's something called ground speed mini here. Gusting winds in here. Hopefully I can get in. The go around procedure straight out. St. Martin to Orlando. One of my first streams was San Juan to Miami. Never mind. It was San Juan to Miami, and I had the whole thing on VATSIM. It was nice, but it's still, everything I'm doing is kind of a process trying to figure everything out. Are you talking real world, or are you talking about in the sim? Thousand feet, stable. Autopilot's coming off. Yeah, real world, I think I'm sitting right around 50, 60 hours of flight time. And a lot of that is, actually all of it is international relief officer. So that's where the name Bigfootbunkie comes from. Bigfoot being the name of the 777, and Bunkie is kind of the guy who does the rest breaks. 500 stable, target sync 900. A little bit high. There we go. Back on course.
Hundred above.
On the Vazzy. Continuing.
Minimum.
Too low. Terrain.
40. 30. 10. 5.
Deployed to reverse. Brakes coming off.
United 2193, contact ground on 124.55.
124.55, United 2193.
Folks, welcome to Jackson Hole. you know that Jackson Hole is home to the largest ski resort in the United States? Thank you for flying with United Airlines.
Jackson Hole, ground, United 2195, 90, off.
The local time here is 10:36 in the morning.
Taxi to parking.
United 2193, Jackson Ground, taxi to Terminal Gate 3 via Alpha 2 Alpha. Good day.
Alpha 2 Alpha, United. Figure out where parking is. It looks like it's over there. Road, and I'm not familiar where the where those airports are. Parking brake set. APU's running. Too far and a bit askew. That's some judgment right there. I was thinking about doing an India flight. There's one I can do to New Delhi that American Airlines does on the 777, or at least it used to, from JFK to New Delhi on the 777-300, which would be an interesting flight, but it would be probably broken up by two streams, one for takeoff and a little bit of cruise, and then one for cruise and the landing. But I would really have to plan how that's going to work. Because obviously, I think it's like a 16-hour flight. I'm not going to stream for 16 hours. Let's go here, turn the beacon off.
Avoiding requested.
Park brake is on, engine masters are off, engine mode is normal, parking brake, speed brake is disarmed, radar is off.
Please make sure to collect all your personal belongings.
Windshield
On behalf of
PWS
all of us at United
is
Airlines, thank you for flying
off.
with us. Welcome to Jackson Hole.
Fuel pumps are off, slide to disarmed, APU is on, shutdown checklist is complete. We'll give it a couple more minutes while we deplane, but then I'm gonna go ahead and take off. Yeah, I had it set to, I think I gave it probably about an hour and a half notice. I woke up this morning and knew that I was going to start the stream at about about 9:15 Central U.S. time. Not sure the time that you're at now. And so it had about an hour and a half, 15 notice. But I'd like to do some of these on my actual days off, where I can give it a good amount of notice, so you and others can join me.
Passenger's bus is coming.
Does it say bus? That's weird, because Jackson Hole is definitely not a bus. If you've ever seen here, they walk right through those little gates into that little arch over there, which is a grouping of arch made of elk horns. Really kind of an interesting thing. 6:47 p.m. for you. Yeah, it's pretty early for me. It's not even quite noon yet, which is actually pretty good, because for those who do watch these streams in Europe, it's kind of when you're off, and kind of sets me apart from some of the other people. Is, you know, I do almost exclusively U.S. U.S. flying, although I'm gonna try and get some flying done internationally into Europe. I'm actually heading your way today. I'll be heading out to England, and I'll be spending a day or two there before heading on back. I've been to Stansted, but today it's Heathrow. Ah, that's nothing. 2 feet. Actually looking forward to going back out to England. I've got a whole bunch of pubs out there that I enjoy going to. It's really a fun country to do overnights in. One of my favorites, to be honest with you. And in the fleet that I'm on now, I've really kind of been all over the world. I'm really trying. I want to get a 777 flight in. I've been doing a lot of Airbus stuff because it's shorter. It's a lot easier to be doing some of the shorter haul stuff on these streams when I can kind of cram it into my schedule. Something interesting to do. That's why I picked from Denver to Jackson Hole. I've got the scenery for both Denver and Jackson Hole. Jackson Hole is a really neat approach. Saw the RNAV to runway 19 is what I've only ever done that approach. Kind of snakes you around the hills and takes you over the horse farm that you kind of go over, and it sits next to a stream on the way in. I didn't happen to catch what my feet per minute was when I touched down, but I knew it was hefty because it's a short runway, and even it flaps full in the Airbus, you really kind of get on it to get it stopped on time. Now, obviously, I had quite a bit of distance left, but our procedures when I flew it in the Airbus was you had to be wheels on the ground by the aiming point to make sure you had enough time to stop the airplane. And if you didn't, it was a go around. So it's one of these cities that I've been to that the comfort of the landing definitely takes a back seat to safety. When you were talking about the 310 or something older, I don't have any experience of flying anything like that. So I could do sims like the 7.3 or a 310 for fun, and I might do that later on. The reasons I picked the 3 that I kind of stream is the CRJ, the A320 series, and the 777. Those are the aircraft I've actually flown. I've got the actual checklists. I've got all the stuff and all the experience from flying it. In fact, I was an instructor on the RJ for 5 years, so I taught people how to fly it, which was a whole different kettle of fish. So now we're doing deep planing. We've got to be probably almost done. About halfway done deep planing. I don't know where that bus is taking people. Like I said, the actual Jackson Hole, they just walk into the terminal. The new L1011 that's coming out kind of interests me. It'd be neat to try and do some longer stuff, or even some in California flying. I know there was a Pacific Southwest Airlines that had a couple of L1011s, and they would run them from like San Diego to San Francisco. It'd be neat to do that, but with no flight manager computers, no help, a lot of hand flying. I'd have to kind of figure out how the systems on all that work before I really try and stream it, so I don't crash it immediately. Unfortunately, that's it for today. I'm gonna have to go and do some laundry and some really exciting things like pack and eat lunch. I appreciate having me back. I'll try and give you a better heads up of when I'm gonna stream. What's a good, if I were to do maybe 12 hours kind of stream, but if I were to give you 12 hours notice on when the stream's going to be starting, there's a good chance I won't be there every time. Just the nature of my calendar. So I'll try and start putting the streams out there a little bit earlier, if you wanted to catch it on. And I'd appreciate having you back, and looking forward to seeing you again. You have a great night.